Hello, my name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. and I was born July 4th, 1986. Today I'm going to talk about some dogs in a way that I got to make a disclaimer up front and just say that I don't know it all, and I never will. I'm not going to be the best, and I never want to be. I don't have all the information, and I never will have all the information. I don't have all the best techniques and the best situations and all the best information, and I'll never have it all. I'm constantly going to continue to keep on growing and learning and figuring out how to be able to get into a better place, but at the end of the day, I'll never, ever, ever be able to just know everything on this planet. And that, for me, is what allows me to be able to accept and adapt different things when I see them, when I hear them, to be able to come in, to be able to get that information, to be able to utilize and use that information, as opposed to thinking that I know my way is the right way. I'm always changing with what I'm doing. And that's why for me today that I want to make sure that everyone understands in reality the role of what said dog trainer is and what it is to be able to actually get the help that you're looking for inside of your house, as opposed to just feeling like you're in that situation that you're going absolutely nowhere. Because a dog trainer, and going to the dog training school that I went to, I learned how to do what I just did right there. Give a dog a treat, for him to sit, for him to look at me, for him to beg to me, for him to continuously just keep on demanding that I just keep doing that for him. And it taught me how to be able to work dogs. But it gave me, in reality, no understanding, no information, no insight, no care, no understanding at all of how to be able to help out another person with their dog and the issues that they're having with their dog. And that's something that I think is, it's nothing that anyone is failing at. It's just understanding what the actual true problems are. And that's why a lot of times when we're stuck on, I know if your dog is like this, if your dog knows how to sit, your dog knows down, your dog knows this, you're gonna have a good dog. I know that when you stay in that path and you don't look at anything else as being an option, you're gonna fail majority of people, and you're gonna give 10% of people some help. And that's something that I'm just not comfortable with, because those 10% that I'm able to help, I'm gonna have 30 to 40, 50% of the people that are gonna be hurting, that are gonna be going backwards, they're gonna be going negative, they're gonna be getting in a more stickier situation. And we need to really have a good understanding that the real situation, the real issue, the real problem with why most people are having problems with the dogs that are needing the said dog trainer is you have a relationship issue going on with your dog. It's got nothing to do with, I'm going to say, the dog. You got a nice dog, because I could take your dog and show it to you. I can show you video after video after video how nice and how sweet and how awesome and how caring and how just loving your dog is. But with you see savage, you see wild, you see crazy, you see just absolute just disaster. And that's something that is frustrating. And that's where the said dog trainer comes in to try to help you, and the said dog trainer does absolutely nothing for you, because we're not working on the issue that's happening. We're looking at it just, it's the dog's problem. The dog is the issue. Dog is the problem. Dog this, dog that. If I do this to the dog, then the dog will listen. If I get the dog to down, the dog will listen. If I get dog to this, then the dog will listen. If I can get the dog to, if I can just put an e-collar on the dog, and every time it's doing something that I don't want, and I could just give it some pressure, and this is what you're looking at, the dog. The dog, the dog, the dog, the dog, the dog. But just what I have come to realize and see is, in reality, it's got like 2% to do with the dog, and it's like 98% to do with us as human beings. So I'm not a dog trainer. I'm a trainer to help human beings work with their dogs. And there needs to be like a new branch of this understanding, because a dog trainer is someone that's good at being able to work the dog and get the dog to do something. But if the person isn't able to get the dog to do that with you, then there's a mismatch going on here, and it runs into a situation that is absolutely pointless. You got all this money into it and you got nothing done, and it's pointless. And that's why people go to other people that do wild and crazy looking stuff, because they're actually seeing results from it. But they're at that last second, that last Oreo, that last just doneness. Man, I got a female in heat on the property, and that's got all my dogs I got 3 intact males, and it's just got them on like, my goodness, I got howling all night, I got barking all night. You want to talk about distraction? Put an intact male next to a female in heat. That's a distraction. There's one that I've been working with that, again, that was my first dog training case, is how to get 2 dogs to stop killing each other over a girl in heat. Get down. Or get down. And that's something that doesn't help with me convincing the dogs to have better obedience. That has everything to do with me teaching the human beings how to be able to get themselves a better understanding with that dog. And that's the main issue that's always going on with when you're in that situation where I need help. Because when you are trying to get your dog to be able to sit better, because your dog's already nice, it's already good. You got a nice dog, you just want to know how to do extra with your dog. I want to do some agility with my dog. I want to go do some diving with my dog. I want to go do some free ball or some frisbee work with my dog. You know, that's one thing. And that's one side of training that is out there to tailor that. But that side of training is not going to fix the problem side of it, where there's problems that are going on with, say, disrespectful relationship that we're having with our dogs. Dogs that are pushy, dogs that are demanding, dogs that are ruthless, dogs that are evil, dogs that are straight up just savage, man. Dogs that are so destructive that you're crying every day. I go to many houses, you're crying in your homes over what's going on with your dog. You're crying because everything was good, and now the dog is 2 years old. I get this with shepherds a lot. Everything was fine, dog turns 2.5 years old, now the dog's trying to eat my face off. We used to just lay and cuddle and hang out and chill and do what we do, but now the dog is literally trying to just destroy me. What's going on? I was giving him all kinds of love. I was petting him, I was holding him, I was snuggling with them. We were sitting and eating popcorn together all the time, but what's going on now? And you have a relationship issue going on. And that relationship issue started from day one because you're doing stuff with that dog that the dog they don't understand. And when you come in to fix that, it's not gonna be the, say, pretty looking stuff. And still, for me today, the only way that I know how to fix these things is to do what I'm going to say is we got the purely positive stuff or the president only, and we got the balanced stuff. And I'm going to say that neither of those are going to help you. You need to go to the forced structured side of it to actually figure out how to be able to build that relationship to get it good. And then once you build that relationship to get it good and let the dog be able to understand who you are, Oreo, get down. Then you can move into something else to try to let me play and entertain and do snuggle with my dog and do these things. But at first, to be able to fix that situation that's going on with that savageness that's happening, it's going to be doing stuff that I'm continuously keeping on saying. That I say it in a gentle way, but in reality, in practice, it's kind of hard. Because you're sitting here doing stuff. I'm telling you, don't give your dog affection. I'm telling you, don't give your dog any treats. I'm telling you, don't give your dog any attention. I'm telling you to put the dog on a leash and in reality, ignore the dog. Don't give it anything. Look the other way. Look at your phone and look the other way. You know, that's hard. It sounds easy out of my mouth and it sounds easy for the ears. But to put into actual application, you're in a way like not comfortable with that because you're used to just holding the dog and smothering the dog and giving it all the treats in the world and just going absolutely crazy with it. But now I'm saying to you, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing. That's forced in a way training that dog because you got to get that dog out of that situation that you have this bad relationship going on. And then once you get that relationship to be able to be all right, where the dog's starting to respect you and you're starting to respect the dog, then we can go into let's go ahead and throw some treats out there to get them to learn this and learn this and learn this. You can't go the other way. You can't go the way of fixing destructive behaviors and teach it sit and teach it down and teach it all these things. Oreo, all done. You can't go the other way first and then think that that's going to fix the relationship issues with the destructiveness. It just doesn't work that way. Because the one thing that you're going to have to continuously keep on doing over and over is using more and more and more force. And force being leash pressure, e-collar pressure, and or treats and needing more and more and more and more and more and having to just constantly, consistently just keep just digging deep with it. You're going to have to stay in that. So you have to start one way first. And that's where, for me, I have a very good understanding on how to be able to get real help because I have to help the human being being able to give the dog the respect that the dog is actually truly looking for. It's not looking for pets. It's not looking for treats. It's not looking for any of that. It's looking for you to guide it, to give it direction, to give it structure, to give it a safe place to be that it knows that it can count on its human being. That's what the dog is looking for. It's not looking for all these things. That's why it goes from looking good for a long while and then all of a sudden it's just like, what happened? I hear this over and over and over and over and over and over. This is probably 100% of times that I hear people say this out of their mouths. Everything was just good to go, and then all of a sudden it's just like it just switched, and then now it's just chaos. I hear this so many times, and it's not that it just shifted overnight. It was constantly happening over and over because the relationship is wrong because of what we are doing as human beings to the dog, and a dog trainer is coming to train the dog. And that's not what I'm going to say I would classify myself as being. I know how to work with dogs. I know how to get them to do stays. I know how to get them to do pretty much anything. Jump over stuff. And now I got pulling dogs. And I'm fascinated about this sled pulling stuff. Then I'm about to get me one of these pedalless bikes to get my dogs to start pulling. I want to get 8 dogs on that. I'm learning how to get dogs to pull. I know how to do all this stuff. To me, it's super simple. But that simple stuff is not going to be able to help out, to me being simple, help someone who's got a dog that is trying to eat their face off. Because I brought dogs home. To me. Get down, all done. I brought dogs home to me that are dangerous, man. And I didn't come at him and let's play with the ball and let's do this. I did that at first, and I realized things got worse and worse and worse. I had to come at him with put him on leash and do nothing. Put him on leash, go for a walk. Put him on leash, give him no affection. Put him on leash, give him no attention. Put him on leash and tell him, this is what I'm looking for you to do. And if you don't do it, then you're just going right back up. You're going into the kennel. I got a kennel for him. Or you can put him in the crate, one or the other, something like that. You're getting the heck away from me. Because you're starting to get into a situation and we're starting to fight. We're starting to get hurt here. We're starting to get damaged. We're starting to have battles, you know. And that's not you're not gonna win as a human being to a dog. You're not gonna win the battle, ever. The dog is gonna beat you because the dog can hurt us, man. They can destroy us. One little nip from a dog will make you rethink everything you thought about how sweet and how cute and how cuddly that dog is. And it makes you rethink everything that you've ever seen and ever known of that dog. I don't care if you had that dog for 5 years and all of a sudden something changed. And as soon as that dog puts a whole grip on your arm and puts a little pressure down and puts a tooth into your bone, you're never gonna look at that dog the same way again. And it happened all because of what we as human beings are doing with the relationship we're giving to the dogs. It has nothing to do with what the dog is. The dog is begging for direction. The dog is begging for structure. The dog is begging for discipline. The dog is begging for order. The dog is begging to be told what to do. The dog is begging for all of these things. But we as humans are neglecting all those things. And that's why the techniques to come in where you're thinking, I need the help from this type of training. I need to throw the treats at it, it'll fix it. And you're like, it's not helping. Oh, let me get a balanced trainer in now because he'll be able to help it. He'll be able to fix it. And that still doesn't fix it. And then where do you go? You go to someone who's going to put a leash on a dog and do some crazy wild looking stuff. But you know what you're going to end up seeing is success right away. You're going to see it. And it's going to be, I'm going to say, short term. And that's where we need to get people to understand how to be able to keep up with things. But basically everything in your structure that you used to do with your dog, you are no longer allowed to do at all. You're not allowed to do this. And you're like, oh, but I love my dog. And camera malfunction. And that's where the real training comes in, to be able to coach the person, the human being, through knowing that what you used to do is not going to happen anymore. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. And that's where, for me, when I constantly am sitting here saying in many, many of my videos to listen to what I'm saying and don't worry about what you see. Don't worry about what's going on. I always going to have weird stuff going on behind me, but that's just for entertainment as well. So you're not just bored at looking at this dude because there's nothing exciting over here. You can see other stuff going on. So that's why I do that personally. But the main thing is just to listen. Listen to what is being said. Because what's being said is what's going to be able to help you get into a better place. Watching what someone is doing, watching how someone can throw treats at a dog, watching how all this is going on is not really getting the dogs in a better place for you. Because you're watching and doing something that is not for you. And I'm going to straight up say it, that I kind of already have a slim bit idea. Because you're trying it and you're not getting success. That's why you go to the next trainer. You're trying it, you're not getting success. I'll go to the next trainer. I'm trying it, not getting success. Then you're like, man, YouTube stuff's not working. Let me actually bring someone in, a local trainer, to help me. You paid a trainer and you're not getting help. You paid a trainer and you're not getting help. And I get it. We as human beings, we're like, I want to go with the sweet sounding stuff first. I get that. So that's why you go to that part. And I don't know what it is, people, but they charge the most over everyone else that I've come to realize. These guys at a $45, $55, $6,500 boarding trains. And you come back with a dog that barely knows how to sit, and you have to have a treat in your hand or it's not going to do a dang on thing. And then you go to the other trainer. You're $3,500 into it on one dog, and then you go to the next guy. Oh, it's a balance trainer. He's going to put a prong on it. He's going to put an e-collar on it. He's going to do this, and you're still not getting help. And you're wondering, like, what the heck's going on? Why is I'm going through all this and nothing's happening and nothing's changing? Because none of these people are talking about the real issue that's going on with the relationship that you have with your dog and how your dog just doesn't give a crap about you. It never, in reality, more likely did in the beginning. It may have had an appearance. It may seem that way, but it was fake. It was all fake. And I know many of y'all have a good understanding. That's why stories and stuff I talk about is more towards us as humans, not so much of what the dogs are, because the dogs, I'm telling you, are simple to fix. It's us as humans that are the hardest freaking thing to be able to see a different lens of what's going on here to fix. And we've all had, more likely, been in. If you over the age of 18, you've been in a relationship with someone that was using you. Someone that was just they took everything from you and they didn't care, and they tried to take more. And then you kicked them to the curb, and then they tried to come back to still take more, and you still allowed them to take more. And then you kicked them to the curb, and then they came back, and you just kept doing that over and over. And then the next person came in and the same thing happened. And the next person came in and the same thing happened. And you're just like, wow, I'm married to a person. You're looking at your husband now like, we just leave that to another day. But more likely what's going on is you're doing the same old stuff. And the same stuff that you do with people and people come to you is the same stuff that's happening with your dogs. And you're doing something with the dog just doesn't care. It's just taking. It's taking. It's like, I'll take the pet now. I'll take it until I don't want it anymore. I'll take the treats until I don't want it anymore. And then that's when you just have this shift overnight that just happens. And it's like, dog just goes into rampage chaos. And you're just like, what the heck? Because the dog no longer gives a crap about the treats. The dog no longer gives a crap about the pets. The dog no longer cares at all about how you playing with it or giving them hugs or looking at them or even being in the same house with them. And the dog every single moment is trying to run out that front door on rampage like, I'm trying to get the heck out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. And it's just literally, it just happens because the dog, I'm going to say, is just, he's done with you. He's done with you. He don't give a crap about you no more. But you do. You got this attachment to the dog. And the dog is looking at you like, I'll take the next person, I'll take the neighbor over you any day, any moment, any second. Let me go over there. I'm not coming back to this. But you are attached to that dog now. And you're like, that dog, he loves me. No, it doesn't. If it's willing to do all this crazy stuff to you, it doesn't care about you. A dog that cares about you is going to sit there and look pretty and be calm and just give you all the attention in the world absolute possible. It's never going to run away from you. It's always going to come back to you when you tell it to, with nothing on you, with nothing around you. It's always going to do things like that. Not always, but always going to, pretty much, man. That's just what dogs are. They love us when they do love us. And you know if the dog loves you is when it's doing all these things. But if the dog is barking like crazy and you're like, hey, all done, and it doesn't stop, it just gets worse and keeps going, your dog doesn't care. Your dog doesn't care about you. If your dog takes off at a deer and you're trying to call it back and it doesn't come back, the dog doesn't care about you. Because the only way that I've seen people have all this fancy looking stuff, they don't have no collars, no treats, no nothing. It's relationship. Because the dog knows who they are. And they have treated that dog like a dog. And they've given that dog everything that that dog needs. And that's where we are having a disconnect as human beings today. We're thinking that if I fix this dog, then my problems will be fine. And I'm going to tell you, there's no amount of money on this planet to be able to help you fix this dog. It's a matter of us changing what we're doing. And the only way to start that change inside your house with that dog that you think you love and it thinks loves you is to do some things that you're going to feel uncomfortable with. You're going to have to tell that dog what you want from now on. It's no longer just we're out to just hugs and snuggles and play and chill and relax and do stuff like that. It's going to be a situation where you're like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And that's where the real help only happens when you've got a significant amount of money in it and you actually see results day by day. But if you just listen to what I'm saying, and I'm telling you, don't give your dog any attention. If you got issues with, I'm telling you this right here, right now. If you have issues with your dog that is just, is barking, is lunging, it's jumping all on you, it's stealing all your food right out of your face, stealing your food. If it's doing things like this, just crazy stuff, it's chewing up all your furniture, it's digging massive holes in your backyard, you put dog on a leash and you do nothing and you don't give it any attention. And watch 3 days what's going to happen with that relationship. That dog is going to look at you like, please, I need you. As opposed to, I don't give a crap about you because you're doing too much of the wrong stuff for the dog. If you just completely ignore this dog is going to change to look at you like, okay, I guess I do need you. You were giving me those treats, but I do need you to give those to me. You are giving me that food. I do need you to give it to me. I did need that water. I do need you to get that for me. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard. But when you're just trying to get the help and someone gives you some very, very simple information, because me, I'm a simple person. I'm a simple man. I live a simple life. I have a very simple daily things that I do every day. I do the same stuff every single day in a very, very simple schedule. I do not over this and over that and overbuy this and overbuy that. I live stupid simple. And that's what's allowed me to be able to see how simple that these dogs are, that I don't need to worry so much. And when I try to complicate it, that's where things started getting complicated. But when I'm simple and I stay simple with treating the dog as such, thinking that the dog loves me because I love it, that I'm running into problems. I'm going to know how my dog cares about me with what it does for me. The fact that I got a female in heat right there in front of me, and I got this dog sitting right here. He got a little whine to him. For him to still stay in a downstay right here, this dog really gives a whole lot of care about me. A whole lot of care. The only way that this dog can stay here constantly, he cares a lot about me and my word and what I'm able to do for him. It has nothing to do with how many treats I can give him. And I got treats on me today. And I do just to see if there's going to be a difference of how they act and see if there's going to be a change in how they look at me. And I'm realizing not too much because the treats don't matter. It's me. And that's something that I think is powerful when you have the right, correct relationship with your dog, because you're going to see it. You'll know when your dog cares about you. If you're constantly having to pull them in and do this and you're seeing all these troubled behaviors and you just don't know how to get them to stop, your dog looks at you as less than and worse than just nothingness. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about your word. And that's what we have to fix. We do not fix the dog. We fix the human being. The human being needs to fix the dog. The human being of the dog needs to fix the dog. No one else can do it for you. You got to do it yourself. And we're having a lot of miscommunication going on out here, thinking that someone else is going to be able to help you with your dog. No one's going to be able to help you except for you. And it's nothing complicated. It's nothing super crazy out there. But it's the one thing to realize that if you're having problem issues, it's something that you're gonna have to change or do a complete 180 from what you used to do. And it's gonna hurt you. It's gonna make you think like, oh, I don't like this and I don't want this. And in reality, most people, you're gonna wanna give up on the dog, but you're not, because you love the dog. Especially if you start seeing success in the dog, you're gonna start being able to start to trust and respect that dog your own self, and allow the dog to be able to trust and respect you. But if you're constantly just doing the same old mess over and over, you're gonna continue to keep getting the same mess. So it's got nothing to do with me, like me being a dog trainer. I don't train dogs. I train human beings to understand their dogs. Your dog. Because mine are mine. Someone else's is someone else's. It doesn't matter what mine look like. It doesn't matter. You can come here and I could disappear and you try to tell this boy to down and do what he's doing. He's not going to listen to you. He's not going to give a crap about you. He's going to run it because you got no relationship with him. He's going to look at you. He will. Guarantee look at you for, where's the treat at? I'll stay for a minute while you keep hand feeding me over and over and over. But as soon as you stop that, I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm not going to stay around you. And to me, I like that. Because that shows me the uniqueness and the expression and the individualist that dogs are. It shows the power of what they actually are, not just some stupid little simple robots. That they are free thinking beings to be able to do what they want to do and be able to be around who they want to be around. And they don't need to be forced to be around. They're going to choose to be around. And that's why for me, I love the concept of just hanging out with dog and doing nothing, to get the dog to understand me. Because when you do that, that's the language that the dogs understand. Let's sit and chill together, man. Let's hang out. Okay, we're moving, let's go over there. Let's do that together now. Okay, let's come back over here, sit and chill. Okay, let's sit and chill over here again. The dogs are looking for that guidance. But if your dog, and you're never able to get them to be able to calm down, your dog's gonna be looking for the next best thing. It just is. It doesn't care about you. I don't care how much you snuggle it at night. I don't care how you sit in the bed with it for an extra hour in the morning and just, oh, you're so cute, you're so neat. Your dog is tolerating that. And then one day it just decides, I don't want this no more. And then it bites your arm, bites your hand, bites the side of your face off. And I hear this so often, so many times. And it's got nothing to do with the said dog. It's got everything to do with us as humans. And if we do not fix what we're doing with our dogs, we're going to continuously keep watching them get into a more dangerous situation. We're going to watch them just keep going down, down, and down, and downhill, and not getting better in any sort of way. That's what we're just going to continuously keep on seeing. It has nothing to do with the right technique to how to get the dog to be able to perform better. It has the right mindset that the human being needs to change into to understand that they're dogs. They're not just something that you can use and abuse and do whatever you want with and think that it's going to respect you. They're dogs. You're not just going to give them food and think that that's going to be enough for them. They're dogs. You're not just going to be able to exercise them and run them enough to get them to love you. They're dogs. That's not what dogs are. Dogs are just looking to chill, hang out, to do some work, and for you to show them and guide them and be that leader 100% of the time for what it is that they need to do. Don't give them the options of, can I this and I want to just be able to, no, you're going to tell them, I want this. That's what dogs are. And a lot of us are getting confused with the understanding of what the actual species of a dog is. They're not humans. They're not beings in any way. They're not human beings in any sort of, nowhere close, nothing. They're dogs, and we need to treat them as dogs. And when you treat a dog as a dog, you're going to notice that your life is going to be much, much easier. Thank you.